Hello students, till now we have seen what are spherical mirrors and how the image are formed using plane mirrors. Now the next topic we will start what are the images we can see by using spherical mirrors. Now we have seen spherical mirrors are of two types. Number one, the concave mirror and the convex mirror. Concave mirror is the mirror which is visible like this, and convex mirror is a mirror which is like this. I told you about the example of the spoon. Okay? The curve space of inside is a concave mirror and the curve of outside is a convex mirror. Now, we will start with the concave mirror and we will end with convex. All the ray diagrams of concave and convex mirror will be explained in the next class. Before starting with the ray diagrams, there is a most important rule which we need to follow for making all ray diagrams either of concave mirror or convex mirror. First of all, we need to study what are the rules of reflection. What are rules of reflection means while making the ray diagrams of concave mirror or convex mirror, we need to see what type of rays are coming out from the object. For example, this is the object. So, if this is the object kept in front of a concave or a convex mirror, the image, the ray of light, the beam of lights will be coming out of this object. So we will take some of the ray of light which are necessary to be focused on the mirrors. Now let us see the rules for reflection. Generally there are four rules which we as a student need to be followed. As whatever the ray diagrams are, you need to follow these four rules only. Now coming to the part, the first rule is when the object is kept in front of a concave mirror or convex mirror, I will not explain again and again, concave and convex alag alag karenge. Either we can use concave mirror or convex mirror. The first rule is if an object is placed in front of a mirror, then there are multiple rays of light coming out from that object. If some of the ray of light we take in focus, then there are four beams which are generally represented in the ray diagrams. Ray diagrams are the most important topic of this reflection. So please students, every year it comes in this exam. Either in the school exam or the board exam, ray diagrams are necessary to be thorough with you. Now, coming with the first rule, when an object is placed in front of the mirror and ray of lights are coming from that object, okay, let us suppose the ray of light is coming from this object, an object is placed here and there. If a ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, now the first rule is if ray of light is parallel to principal axis. I told you what is principal axis. This is a principal axis. The imaginary line drawn between the spherical mirror is known as principal axis. If a ray of light coming from the object is parallel to the principal axis, keep in mind it will follow the path of reflection. When we were using the plane mirror, if a ray of light is coming from here, it was going like this because we need to follow the rule of reflection. Here also we will follow the rule of reflection of the same angle, like angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. So we need to see if a ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, from where it will pass. So the rule is whenever a ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, it will pass from the focus. It will reflect and passes from the focus. So this is the first case you need to draw in your notebooks. If ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, the ray of light passes from the focus. The reflected ray will pass from the focus. Now coming to the second rule. Second rule is if ray of light passes from focus. Means the incident ray is coming from the focus and is striking to the mirror. For example, this is the mirror. Principal axis, pole, focus, center of curvature. What is the second case? If a ray of light is coming from the object and passes from the focus and strikes the mirror, then what will happen? The ray of light coming from the object and passes from the focus and incidented on the mirror, it will reflect back in the parallel direction to principal axis. This is incident ray, this is reflected ray. So, if ray of light is passing from the focus and striking the mirror, it will reflect back in the parallel direction to the principal axis. Okay, reflected ray parallel to the principal axis. Now over to the third rule. If ray of light passes from center of curvature, for example, this is the mirror. Principal axis, pole, focus and center of curvature. For example, a ray of light is coming from the object and passes from the center of curvature and is striking to the mirror. What we will see, the reflected ray will go in the same direction of center of curvature. Means if this is an incident ray and is coming from the center of curvature and striking onto the mirror, then with the help of reflection process, it will reflect back in the same direction of center of curvature. Means you need to keep in mind, center of curvature से अगर कोई भी ray of light pass होके जाती है तो वापस वो center of curvature से ही आएगी. Now over to the fourth rule and the last rule. If ray of light is incidented on the pole, for example, this is the mirror. Principal axis, this is pole, this is focus, this is center of curvature. I told you, when a ray of light is incidented onto the pole, means from the object the incident ray is coming and passing from the and is striking the mirror onto the pole, that is P. Here in the fourth case, when the ray of light strikes the pole, we can see the actual reflection here. The reflected ray will bounce back in another direction and this angle will be the same. In all other three cases also the angle of incidence and angle of reflections are the same, but we can see actually when we are passing the ray of light to the pole. Here we can see the actual reflection. So why these four cases are important? Because when we keep the object in front of a spherical mirrors, we don't know where the image will be formed. Either the image can be formed behind the mirror or it can form in front of the mirror. But in front of the mirror, we cannot identify where the image is forming. So we need to pick some of the ray of lights which are very important. These points are very much important and we will pass some of the rays from these points only. अगर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट यहाँ पर रखा हुआ है तो यहाँ से बहुत सारी रेज जा रही होंगी. But why to make these so many rays? क्या करेगा? डायग्राम खराब करेगा ना. तो what we will do, the points which we have studied, that is P, F and C, we will pass the rays coming from the object from these 3 points only. ठीक है? तो first was, if the ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, एक ray of light parallel लेंगे object की जो principal axis के parallel होगी और वो हमेशा कहाँ से पास होगी? Focus से. So the first rule says if the ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, it will pass from the focus. The second rule was, if the ray of light coming from the focus and striking the spherical mirror, either it is a concave mirror or a convex mirror, it will reflect back and passes parallel to the principal axis. Third rule says if the center of curvature is the point and the ray of light is passing from the center of curvature, we can see the reflection in the same direction. मीन सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर से इंसिडेंट हुआ, सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर से ही रिफ्लेक्ट बैक हुआ. The fourth and the last rule is if the ray of light is incidented onto the pole. When the ray of light is incidented onto the pole, we can see the actual reflection in. Okay, so we can see the actual reflection in the fourth case what we have seen. The next class will be on the ray diagrams of concave mirror and convex mirror. In the separate lectures, I will explain the ray diagrams of concave mirror and convex mirror.